What is your full name and why were you named it?
My name is Mary Elizabeth Keithley Stanley. Why was I named Mary? My dad liked the name Mary. My mother wouldn't let him name me anything in the middle except Elizabeth.
Okay. Did you have a nickname as you were growing up?
My cousin and his mother always called me Mary Is. He couldn't say Elizabeth. He was only 3 months older.
If you did, what... Oh, yeah, okay. Where were you born and when?
I was born in the city of Orfordville, a great big town of 500 people. Right diagonal across from the church, and I'm not sure which one. There's a Lutheran church and a Methodist, and I'm not sure which one I was diagonal from. Born on the 24th day of March in 1918.
Do you remember hearing your grandparents describe their lives? What did they say?
My grandpa Keithley built bridges across for railroads down in Indiana. And that's when he met my grandma. And that's where they got married, and they had a couple of their kids down there. And then she got tuberculosis and had to come to Wisconsin for her health. My grandpa Hageman's father was a German Lutheran minister, and he was sent to Minnesota to start a mission church from Germany. And while he was there, he had several kids. My grandpa was one of them. And when my grandpa was 13, he was sent to a farm to learn to be a farmer.
They had farm schools?
No, he was put to work on a farm to learn how to do farming, because his dad was a minister and didn't know nothing about it.
Okay. Was there a chore that you really hated to do while you were a child?
A chore I hated?
Yeah.
Cleaning chicken houses. Anything else I didn't mind.
What would you consider to be the most important invention that you have been made during your lifetime?
The most important investment?
Invention. Oh, what is the most important invention that?
Oh my gosh. Well, when I was little, I saw double air winged propeller driven airplanes. Now there's jets and rockets. The first radio I ever saw was what they called a crystal set, and they had earphones and only one person could listen at a time. Telephones all hung on the wall and cranked, and you had 6 or 8 or 10 people on the line. We didn't have a radio until I was out of high school. Now they've got televisions. They didn't have those. They got motorized automatic washing machines, dryers, dishwashers, refrigerators. Back when I was a kid, if you had an ice box, you had to have an iceman coming. You had to live in town to do that. On the farm, we had the milk house, and they had cold running water through that, and we'd put our milk and butter and stuff on the ledge in the milk house.
Okay. What kind of books did you like to read?
Adventure, historical novels. Not history, but just historical novels.
Laura Ingalls, did you ever read those?
No. I had Gene Stratton Porter books, Freckles, Laddie and Girl of the Limberlost. Some of those. I like those. Nature stories.
Alright.
Animal stories. Black Beauty was one I liked.
Okay. Do you ever remember not having enough food to eat because times were hard for your family?
We lived on a farm. We didn't have a variety, but we had plenty to eat. We always had milk, eggs. We made our own butter, and we butchered 2 pigs a year. About every second or third year, we'd butcher a cow, and then we'd can that. And we always had a big vegetable garden. We always had plenty to eat. We didn't have oranges. We didn't have lemons and stuff like that, but we had apples.
What were your schools like?
A one-room school with 8 grades, 1 teacher, and 1 year we had 58 kids in it. Most of the time we had about 40. And the teachers now would have a total bird if they had half that many kids. And one grade.
Yeah. What did you get, or how did you get to school?
Walked 2.25 miles every day, morning and night. To and from. Uphill and downhill, both ways. Because we had 3 hills to go over.
What was your favorite subject in school? And why?
Reading, I guess, because I like stories.
Okay. What was your least favorite subject in school and why?
History. They always wanted us to memorize a bunch of dumb dates, and I never could.
How do your fellow classmates in school remember you best, do you think?
Well, I don't really know.
Did you like school?
Yeah, sort of.
Okay.
I never got overly thrilled about it, but I never hated it either.
What did you usually wear to school? Describe it.
We had to wear skirts or dresses. In the wintertime, we had long underwear and long stockings, and you kids would have a conniption fit if you had to wear them, and long coats. We didn't have snow pants. We always froze our legs. And 4-buckle boots. We didn't have zippers. That's one thing they invented that was a great thing. Zippers.
What did you usually wear to... Oh, wait. I just asked you that. Were there any fads during your youth that you can remember vividly?
Fads?
Like, trends or, like, what people wore that was popular?
During the Depression, you didn't have much choice. You wore what you had. The one thing that most girls had was short hair. Most of the girls had their hair cut and cut short. Once in a while, you'd see one with long hair. I had braids until I was 7, and then I cried and didn't want to go to school because everybody pulled my braids.
Do you remember? Oh,
Mom cut my hair when I was 7.
Mm-hmm. I remember Dad always doing that. I'd cry because he'd cut my hair.
You wanted yours long.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted mine short.
She wouldn't cut it. Do you remember your first date? Describe the circumstance.
My first date?
Yeah.
Yeah. Kid I was going to high school with asked me to go to a show with him, and we came into Janesville and saw Mutiny on the Bounty. I remember it very distinctly because I was scared to death.
How long did you know them before, or how long did you know Grandpa before you got married?
3 months. I met him in July. We started going together in August. And we got married the 11th of October. So it wasn't long.
Describe your wedding proposal.
He put nickels in the Nickelodeon and play Tonight We Love, and then he'd ask me, "Do you?" And I'd say, "I don't know." So one day I said yes.
When and where did you get married?
Here in Janesville, at the parsonage of the church on Bluff Street, whatever the Lutheran church down there is. I don't remember the name of it, but we got married down there.
October 11th.
Mm-hmm.
What year?
1941.
Okay. How long have you been married? Or how long were you married?
Grandpa died after 52 and a half years. So that was so long. And it's been 4 years since.
Okay. What wise advice would you give to a grandchild on your wedding day?
On her wedding day,
Yeah.
roll with the punches. You're going to have good times, you're going to have bad times. Don't let the bad times get you down. Never. The good times, they'll outshine the bad times lots of times, most of the time.
Do you remember anything that your children did when they were small that really amazed you?
That amazed me?
Yeah.
Or made me angry?
Amazed you for... Okay, what made you angry then?
The day your father kicked his brand new shoe into the sand pit. I'd got him for him the night before, and he sneaked out of the house with him on and kicked the shoe into the sand pit. He came home. This was in April. He came home with a wet ring around his blue jeans where he'd been diving into the sand pit without his jeans on, and then he had his underwear on. No shoes. I was so angry at him I could have skinned him.
Okay, what was the funniest thing you can remember that one of your children said or did?
Oh, good grief, they all did something silly.
Can you remember?
Juanita climbed, your dad put Juanita up in the apple tree. And she climbed clear to the top. And I came downstairs and stuck to shake a dust mop because I was cleaning the bedrooms. And she was in the top of the tree with her head sticking above the top branch and yells, "Hey, Mom, look, I'm up here." She was. I yelled at her to get down there, and I went in the house and I shut all the doors between me and where she was until I got her to the far end of the house.
Okay. As a child, what did you want to be when you grew up?
A boy. I don't really know. I liked being outdoors. I just never even thought about it, I guess.
Did you have a first job? Or what was it, if you did?
Yeah, I clerked in a store for Christmas Rush one year. I worked in a canning factory one summer. I worked at a dairy farm where they bottled and sold milk door to door for one summer. I did a few odds and ends things.
Okay. What were the hardest chores that you ever had to make? Or choices, what were the hardest choices that you ever had to make? Do you feel like you made the right choices?
The hardest choices?
Yeah.
Oh, gee, I don't know. I guess I did them right because I'm still here.
Okay. What color was your hair when you were a child?
Kind of a brown with red highlights. very much like Kathy's, only maybe a shade lighter.
What were major illnesses or health problems do you remember having?
I had appendicitis when I was 17, had it out.
What's that?
I had to have my appendix out.
Oh.
And then after I was married, I had a few health problems. Like I had adhesions and they caused a bowel block. I had to have an ovary out. I've been pretty healthy most of the time though.
Okay. What is the scariest thing that has ever happened to you personally?
The scariest thing?
Yeah.
The scariest thing that happened to me or something that I was scared of?
Well, that too, I guess, could be.
I don't really know. I was always afraid of spiders, but that was my grandma's fault. She scared me of spiders.
What'd she do?
I don't know, she kept telling me horrible stories about spiders. And then I got bit by one time and swelled all up, so then I was afraid of them.
Did you play any musical instruments?
Nope.
Okay. Let's see. What is the funniest practical joke you've ever played on anyone? If you ever had.
The time the kid put the snake in my desk and I dropped it down the back of his shirt.
Go on to depth with that story. Tell it over again.
Well, the kids were out in the field playing, our country school, and they found a little grass snake. And I saw one kid with the grass snake out in the yard, and I didn't pay any attention to him. I figured he'd just playing with it, and he'd throw it away. Well, I got in school, and I reached in my desk, and here was this snake. I knew who put it there, so I put it down his neck. He had a snorting fit. He jiggled and wiggled and squealed and everything else for about 10 minutes till he finally got his shirt pulled off and got rid of it.
Did you get in trouble for doing that?
Oh yeah, I had to stay in for recess the next 2 days. He didn't, I did.
What are some of your hobbies now?
Knitting.
Fishing?
Fishing.
Any more?
Making monster cookies at Christmas time. You gotta come and help me.
Okay. What have you ever won any special awards or prizes as an adult?
No. As a kid, I got prizes at the county fair for my canning and stuff like that, and my baking, but not now.
Did you have any pets?
Dogs, cats.
Dogs?
We always had one dog. We had a bunch of cats. They was always in the barn.
Did you have a favorite, that you always liked to pet?
Oh, we play with the kittens when they were little, and when the dog come around, well, we'd pat him a little, and once in a while brush him or something. But
did they? What was the dog's name? Or any of the kittens, if you can remember?
Oh, we had one cat named Snowball because she was white. We had 2 or 3 dogs. We had one was Tippy, and one was Spot, and another one was Bounce. I can't remember the rest. There was a whole bunch of them.
Do you have any favorite stories about a pet?
Well, I can't remember which dog it was, but when we moved from the farm down around Orfordville up to Magnolia, I was 6. And the dog we had at the time wouldn't stay in Magnolia. He'd run away and go back to Orfordville. And finally, my dad went and got him, and we tied him, and we fed him, and we petted him, and we had our own cows and everything, but he wouldn't stay. Finally, the guy that owned or lived on the farm that we had been on said he'd keep him because he needed a dog anyway. So we got another dog.
Okay, what is your favorite holiday?
Christmas.
Why?
Because I like to have my kids and grandkids all come home.
Okay.
And I like to give presents.
What is your favorite animal, or what was your favorite animal when you?
Horses.
Okay. Why?
Well, we farmed with horses when I was a kid, and I could curry them, and harness them, and drive them, and work them, and take care of them, and put them back in the barn.
Okay. There's one in here. It's kind of a funny one if you didn't really have one, but what was your favorite tree? Did you have any like special place that you like to go to be by yourself or something?
We had an apple tree back in the orchard that had one limb that was kind of low, and it went up a little ways, and then it had 3 limbs. It branched off into 3, and it was just like a chair, and I'd climb up in there and sit in that. And quick as the apples started, and it was an early tree. The apples were ripe early. Nobody ever could get an apple near that bunch because I'd ate them all.
Okay. What is your favorite thing that entertains you in the wintertime?
We used to go sliding downhill on a big hill a quarter of a mile from our house. We'd put a sawhorse in the middle of the crossroad and slide 3/4 of a mile. Then we'd walk back up the hill and do it again. Then when we got all done sliding, there was a whole bunch of us kids. We'd all go back to our place, and Mom would dip milk out of the milk can and make cocoa, and I'd always have a cake or something baked the day before, and then we'd have cake and cocoa. So that's the fun we had in the winter time.
Okay. Do you have any other things you'd like to say? Well, there's one that I saw. Did you spoil any of your children?
Did I spoil them?
Yeah.
Of course.
Anyone particular real bad, you think? Or good? Or
I spoiled them all a little bit.
okay.
And if I didn't, I spanked them good. Your dad would swear up and down he wasn't spoiled, but he was. Oh yeah, he wasn't.
So tough. He never got let off the hook at all.
Oh, right. So what else is going on? You better shut your machine off.
Yeah. That's right. Did you have like a special friend? Like, you have a best friend?
Well, there was one girl in my class in school that she and I are still friends. I don't see her a lot, but I see her every so many times a year, once or twice a year. She and I we went to school together for 11 years.
What kinds of things did you do with her?
Well, we'd get together and play games or talk about our books or walk through the field or something and pick flowers.
What kind of games did you play?
Checkers.
Do you ever play like Crack the Whip or something like?
All the kids at school did that, but I always wound up getting hurt. sometimes we'd play a card game like Fish or something like that. But most of the time we played checkers or dominoes.
Mm.